Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chef Mooney. Now today's recipe is going to be simple and quick. I'm going to do the all-time favourite, deep fried camembert. So let's get cooking with Chef Mooney. Into my food processor, I've got 2 slices of white bread and 1 slice of brown bread, seeded brown bread. You can use all white, all brown, whatever you like, but 3 slices of bread should do the trick. Give it a blitz. I'm going to add some sage leaves that I've picked from my garden. No need to add salt to this because you've already got plenty of salt in the bread. So give it another blitz. Now it's probably just a habit of mine, but I do like to add lemon zest. I'm going to add about a quarter of lemon zest in here. And what that's going to do is just give it that little bit of tang and that fresh feel on your palate. And give it another blitz. And that's what you should have. You can use dry breadcrumbs. I'm a big fan of using fresh. And you can combine dry and fresh together. You get a slightly different texture. It's actually quite nice really, but I prefer to use fresh breadcrumbs. I'm going to make a simple egg wash, and I want 2 eggs. Just a splash of milk. About 2 tablespoons, touch of salt, touch of pepper, and give that a whisk. Now onto a plate, I'm just going to put about ½ a cup of plain flour. That's going to be enough because we're only going to do a small amount here. A little bit of salt, touch of pepper. Now I'm using this camembert. I've actually put this in the freezer just for a little while because I don't want the camembert to be soft when I cut it. It's a good little tip. So just unwrap it. If you've got the larger camembert, you can just slice it into whatever you want to do. I'm going to cut this into 6. And it's easy to cut once it's cold. Don't try and do this when it's warm, and don't leave it out on the bench when you're doing your other preparation because it needs to be cold. Cut it into 6. And just break it apart. And now all we need to do is we're going to breadcrumb. We're going to do what's called crumbing. We're going to dip this in flour, egg wash, breadcrumbs, and then all you need to do is deep fry it. It's going to be delicious, guys. So let's get on to the next step. Okay, so into the flour first, and you can do this in advance too. So into the egg wash, give it a mix around. Let's get our breadcrumbs. What we want to do, you have to use your hands for this, people. There's no other way around it. You can use tongs if you want to, but quite often the best way is to just get it in there. And you've got to work fast because you don't want the liquid to fall off this camembert. You want to give it a good coating. So there you go. Give it a good old shake and make sure that they're all coated well with the breadcrumbs. Now that you've got them all coated in the breadcrumbs, I'm going to just put them onto a separate plate. So there you go, you can put these back into the fridge until you're ready to fry them. Okay, so it's important that you don't have your oil piping hot. It needs to be around about 160, 170. And I just shake a few breadcrumbs in there, and you can see it's starting to sizzle. And that's a good sign, but you certainly don't want any smoke coming off of this oil. So let's get them in, pop them in there. I'm just going to gently turn them around. Okay, so they're nice and golden brown. And we're just going to take them out. It's the best way to have it. You can hear that crunch as you slice through with a fork. These are bite-sized things, so you can just dip them and put them in your mouth. And we'll just burst with all these delicious flavours. Well, thanks for watching, Chef Mooney. I'm sure that you will agree that that is a fantastic little entree. It's something a little bit special. You don't see it everywhere, and it's going to be a crowd pleaser, as I said before, for your vegetarians, or your vegetarians that can eat cheese at least anyway. Alright, until next time, take care, see ya.